Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Krishnapráyeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktirabhavati Naishviki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Nayananitraya Venobhadya Vinodine Radhadara Sudhapana Shaline Vanamaline Mahabhavasvarupasman Krishna Priya Variyasi Prima Bhakti Pradevi Radhika Namostute. Hare Krishna. So we will continue from reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 21, Instructions by Prithu Maharaj. In last verse, we have discussed that how their Lordship, He Himself, gives tremendous respect to Vaishnavas and Brahmanas. In today's verse, Prithu Maharaj says, Puman labhitan yutivelatmanam prasidato antyashamam svatasvayam yanyatya sambandham havir puja. By regular service to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, one can clear the dirt from his heart and thus enjoy supreme peace and liberation from material attachment and be satisfied. In this world, there is no fruitive activity superior to serving the Brahmana class, for this can bring pleasure to the demigods, for whom the many sacrifices are recommended. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, text number 65, Prasade sarva dukkhanam haniryasyopachayate prasanna chetaso yasho buddhir paryavattishyate. Unless one is self-satisfied, he cannot be free from miserable conditions of material existence. Therefore, it is essential to render service to the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas to achieve the perfection of self-satisfaction. Srila Narottam Das Thakur therefore says, Tandera charana sevi bhakta sanivas janame janame haya yei abhilash. Birth after birth, I desire to serve the lotus feet of the acharyas and live in a society of devotees. A spiritual atmosphere can be maintained only by living in a society of devotees and by serving the orders of acharya. The spiritual master is the best Brahmana. At present, in the age of Akali, it is very difficult to render service to the Brahmana Kula or the Brahmana class. The difficulty, according to the Varaha Puran, is that demons taking advantage of a Kali Yuga have taken birth in the Brahmana families. Rakshasaha Kalim Ashritya Jayante Brahma Yonisho. In the other words, in this age, there are many so-called caste Brahmanas and caste Goswamis who, taking advantage of Shastra and for the innocence of the people in general, claim to be Brahmanas and Vaishnavas by hereditary right. one will not derive any benefit by rendering service to such a false Brahman kulas. One must therefore take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and his associates and should also render service to them, for such activity will greatly help the neophyte in attaining full satisfaction. This has been very clearly explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his explanation of the verse Vyavasayatmuka Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana. By actually following the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga as recommended by Srila Narottam Das Thakur, one can very quickly come to the transcendental platform of liberation. As explained in this verse, Atyanta Shamam. The particular use of the word Anativelam, without delay, is very significant because simply by serving Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, one can get liberation. There is no need to undergo severe penances and austerities. A vivid example of this is Narad Muni himself. In his previous birth, he was simply a maidservant's son, but he got the opportunity to serve exalted Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, and thus, in his next life, he not only became liberated, but became a famous as the spiritual master of the entire Vaishnava disciplic succession. According to the Vedic system, therefore, it is customarily recommended that after performing a ritualistic ceremony, one should feed the Brahmanas. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yutapadakamam Shri Guruna Vaishnancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Rupanatan Vishnu Tam Sajiv Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Laluta Shri Vishakhan Vitamcha. In the previous word, it is said that the Supreme Personality of a Godhead, who is everlasting independent, that means Swarat, no one can control him, but he can control each and everyone. And even though he is everlasting independent and who exists in everyone's heart, he is very pleased with those who follow his footsteps and engage without reservation in the service of descendants of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. For he is always dear to Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, and they are always dear to him. See, nowadays, very systematically, especially in India, where the Sanatan Dharma has been followed for ages or since time immemorial. But in the modern age, systematically, they are trying to destroy this Vedic system by creating gap or differences between the different classes of human beings in the society. As explained in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, to maintain or to organize this material world, Lord, He has divided the human society in 4 classes and 4 ashrams. And He says that Chaturvarnam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Whatever He has created, Maya Srishtya, He says, it is divided into Chatur Varnas. So what are these Varnas? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And how they have divided? Guna Karma Vibhagasha. It's not by birth. He never say Janma Vibhagasha. He says that Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Just by taking birth in a Brahmana family, no one can become a Brahmana unless and until he have those qualities. Otherwise, even Ravana was born in a Brahmana family. He was the great grandson of Pulasya Rishi. His father was Vishrava Rishi. But he turned to be a demon. So just being born in a Brahmana family, no one can become a Brahmana. He needs to have those qualities and as well as that kind of a karma or activities. Nowadays we can see here in USA, most of the Brahmin Iyengars and Ayyars, they are serving whom? The meat eaters, gamblers. Huh? They may be on big posts in big companies, but ultimately they are a slave to some lectures. So where is the Brahmana occupation? Are they doing that Brahmana occupation? Are their activities suitable for the Brahmana class of person? No. So you can't say them Brahmana. And that's why Prabhupada in the purport very meticulously he says that in this age of Kali, he quotes from Varaha Purana that Rakshasa Kalim Ashritya Jayante Brahma Yonishu. That in the age of Kali, Brahmanas, Rakshasas, they have taken birth in the Brahmana families. And that we can see. Whatever degradation of a Sanatan Dharma or Vedic Dharma has happened, it's because of lack of Brahmins, proper Brahmins. There was a one proper Brahmana and he turned out the whole world, and that was Chanakya. He was able to re-establish the whole administration of the world because he followed the Brahminical standard properly. A one person who follows his dharma can turn over the whole world. That's the capacity of following the Varnashrama dharma. And as people like a Brahmana class got polluted, the whole society got polluted. It's like, as Lord says that Brahmana class is like a head of the society. If one's head gets spoiled, you may be very strong, stout, and healthy, but if you are crazy, what's the use of that body? You're going to create only chaos. And that's why this Brahmana class, or even Prabhupada says that there are some Brahmanas and caste Goswamis who, because they have taken birth in that particular family, so they demand worship rather than commanding by their activities. When they demand, they reduce their influence and their capacities of austerity. And that's why Prabhupada says in this age of Kali, it's very difficult to find proper Brahmanas or Vaishnavas. And that's why he says that one will not derive any benefit by rendering service to such a false Brahmanas or Brahman Kulas. So he said that one must therefore take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and his associate and should also render service to them. For such activity will greatly help the neophyte in attaining full satisfaction. And that's why in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Lord says that who can become Guru? What is the qualification to be a Guru? He says, Kiva Vipra Kivanyasi Shudra Kino Hoy. Yei Krishna Tattva Vetta Sei Guru. Who can become Krishna? Guru? That person, irrespective of which family, which caste, which locality, which nationality he has born, if he is a Krishna Tattva Vetta, if he knows the science of Krishna consciousness, then he is qualified to become a Brahmin. And if you get opportunity to associate with such a spiritual master who has dedicated his life, even irrespective of ashrama, so not necessary that Guru means only a Brahmana family born and who has taken a sannyas. Any person from any caste or any ashrama can become a Guru if he knows the science of Krishna consciousness. And that's what makes difference this Gaudiya Parampara or ISKCON different from other sampradayas. Because other sampradayas, they are very much orthodox in following their typical way of preaching, and in particular their own community. They don't go out of that. But it's by the causeless mercy of Prabhupada, because Mahaprabhu wanted that Prithvi Che Ate Nagaradigram Sarvatra Pachan Hoi Morana. He predicted that this holy name, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, will spread throughout the world. But who will do that? Not the people from other sampradayas who are conservative and so orthodox, only preaching to their own communities. They can't do that. So someone who has to come out of the way, and he's the one who came out of the way. In Madhva Sampradaya, which we belong to originally, they are so orthodox. If some sannyasis go out, if he travels or cross the ocean, then they said he is fallen. And if he has to go back, he has to do so many prayashittas, and then only he can get back to his services. But by the causeless mercy of Lord Gauranga, Prabhupada came here. And what he did, he never gave them all four regulative principles first. Did he? No. He fed them nicely. And when they become positive, and they asked, if we want to be your disciple, what are the things are there? Then he said, if you want to be, then these are the things you should follow. He never imposed anything. He never forced anyone anything. He said, this is what, if you want to be my disciple, these are the things that you need to do. It's your choice. And that's what Prabhupada says here. Service to such a bona fide spiritual master and his associates will give a great benediction to a neophyte. And that's what we can see, especially when you were there in Australia. What he did, he installed deities and gave it to you. Worship. Nowadays, you have to go through such a formalities if you want to do deity worship. But he was so kind, because he had that purity which he can impart to anyone and make them pure. Render devotional service to the Lord. That's the impact. That's why in Rachita's episode, we can see that when Narad, he meets them, then he says that the greatest boon for the whole mankind, Martyana, whoever has taken birth in this mortal material world, the greatest benediction to have the association of Bhagavata Sangi Sangasya, the one who is always associating with the Lord, and that's the pure devotee. If someone gets association of that person, then what is going to happen? As explained in this verse, there are two words that specifically used here. Param kim ashritya mukham havir bhujam yan nityam sambandham niveshaya tataha. If someone has a regular association of them and renders service to them, then he says atyanta shamam. That most important word that Prithu Maharaj has used, atyanta shamam, means it purifies you. Sinful activities. Swatah swayam. Why? If they get pleased with your services. Prasidatu. When they get pleased to. And labhate etan ativelam. And how long does it takes to get purified? Na ativelam. It never takes much time, he says. It happens immediately. And Prabhupada in the purport, he explains, in previous yugas, if you want to purify yourself from your karma, especially your sinful activities, then you have to go through karma kanda rituals and follow certain yajna, certain fasting, certain worship, then you will get rid of your sinful activities, whatever you have done in your previous life. But here, just if you take association or you get association of a pure devotee of the Lord, then what happens? Na ativelam prasidatah atyanta shamam. If they get pleased with your service, then immediately you will get purified, which may take millions of lifetime if you follow the path of karma kanda. It may take thousands of years if you take path of yoga or jnana. But if you associate with the pure devotee, it happens in a moment. And that's why Chaitanya Charitamrita Mahaprabhu, he says, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kai. Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Kai. Lava Matra. A fraction of second, if you really associate with a genuine sadhu, then that nullifies all your sinful activities in previous life. And who is saying this? Prathu Maharaj. Who is he? He is empowered soul, or the administrative incarnation of their Lordship. See, Lord appeared in each and every species. He appeared in each and every ashrama of the human society to establish its own principles of that particular ashrama, to show how one can lead their life in that particular ashrama. And as an administrative, if you want to rule your kingdom, then how you should do that? To teach that also, he came. And he's the one giving this instruction to a law-abiding citizens. That if you really want to get success in your achieving real goal of life, then he says, Nishevaya. Because who are they? Param kit tatrasit mukam havir bhuja. The Brahmanas, with their hands, what they do? They do yajna. So whatever activity they do it as a yajna. The activities which are meant to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in the previous verse, we have seen that how Lord, he is always getting pleased with Vaishnavas because of their love for the Lord. And Maharaj Prathu says, if you really want to achieve real success in your life, then you should render service to such a Vaishnavas. According to the Vedic system, therefore, it is customarily recommended after performing any ritualistic activities, they should donate something to Brahmanas or they should feed a Brahmanas. Brahmanoho asya mukham asi. Brahmanas are the mouth of their Lordship. So if you offer food to them, whom it's going to? It's going to the Lord. Because as per the Vedic system, you should donate only two people. One is Brahmana and second one is Sannyasi. Because Sannyasi, he never uses anything for his own sense gratification. That's the sannyas standard as per the Vedic system. Sannyasi means who is nispruha. Spruha means some material desire or some desire for the sense gratification. But the first quality of a sannyasi is he is nispruha. He does not have any desire for any sort of a sense gratification. And they have a capacity to burn your karma. So if you give them donations, dana, because as per Vedic system, danena shuddhate dhanam. Your money gets purified by doing charity. So if you give that charity to Brahmana, Brahmana means who lives on that principle. He never asks for anything. Because both are nispruha, that's why you can give them. If someone is greedy and if you go give donation to him, then that is at wrong place. Apatra dhanadanam narakam nayate. It says that if you give that charity to unqualified brahmana, then that brahmana itself and the donor itself goes to the hell. So rather than purifying your wealth, you both you are going to the hell. So one has to do satpatri dana. So what mean by that? Prabhupada at one place he says that you should donate to those personalities, irrespective whether they are brahmanas, kshatriyas, or vaishyas, if they are engaged in preaching the Krishna consciousness. Because that's the mission of the Lord, who appeared 500 years back as Lord Gauranga, and who wanted to spread this cult of Krishna consciousness throughout the world. So if you donate your dhana, your money, your wealth, to help them out for that genuine purpose, then you are purifying yourself. And Brahmana has a capacity to burn your karma because he does a regular sadhana. He has his own anushtanas. And in the age of Akali, the greatest anushtana is chanting the holy name of Lord. Because to perform other activities, you need so many things, Like any yajna, you need a clarified butter or ghee. Nowadays, on the tin of the clarified butter, they write a pure ghee. Ghee means pure. Milk, then curd, then butter, and then it turns into ghee. So there is no contamination at all. But nowadays they have to write it because they do contaminate it also. Then where is the question of offering things to the Lord which are pure? And that's why in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Dwapar Yuga, at the end of the Dwapar Yuga, Lord says that Yajnanam Japayatmasmi. Because there is no greater yajna than Japayatna, chanting the holy name of God. It doesn't need anything, No muhurta, no place, not a particular position, not a particular place. At any place, any time, you can chant the holy name of God. You can do this Japayatya. And if you do in the association of the devotees, then nothing like that. Why? Because Lord, He Himself is. Yat Yatra Gayanti Mad Bhakta Tatra Tishtami Narada. Where my devotees, they sing my glory, I reside there. He says Tishtati. Do you know Tishtati means what exactly? If you are waiting for someone desperately, in Sanskrit we called it at Tishtati. Not just waiting, but desperately waiting. That means Lord is waiting for us. When you chant in the holy name of the Lord in the association of devotees, He stands there. He waits there for you desperately so that He can take you back to God. That's the glory of association of devotees. So taking association of devotees means sitting with them and chanting and glorifying the Lord. Not just chit-chatting, Oh, we met devotees. What you did? Oh, we are discussing about today's social problem, That's not the thing that you can discuss in the association of devotees. Lord says that Machita Mata Prana Bodhayanti Paraspara. He never says they just discuss, but Bodhayanti. Others. So whenever they discuss such a topic that can enlighten their hearts. So these are not gossipings or not a general talks when devotee meets. They bodhayati. They discuss those topics which can enlighten their hearts. And tushanti cha ramanti cha. So whenever they meet, and after meeting, and during the meeting also, they are tushatosha, satisfied, tushanti. They get satisfaction by those discussions, not irritation or something that you can carry home and just burnt your heart thinking on that things. But tushanti, that's satisfied. And ramanti means where their mind dwells upon, When you hear something really good, that always stays in your mind and you like to remember that thing again and again and again. Why? Because it is really wonderful that you enjoyed it. So when that thing happens, that means you had a proper association of devotees. And such an association will change your life. And that's why Maharaj Prathu says here that one should render service to such as devotees of the Lord. And by the mercy of Prabhupada, we are getting that platform everywhere. But we need to be serious and sincere to take that association. Otherwise, we come in the devotee association only for my sake of service. And that's not going to help you out. Taking association means you should be desperate. As Lord is desperate to hear from his own devotees. So how much we should be desperate to hear from the devotees. And those are the things that Prabhupada again and again he is repeating in his purport, which really help us to remind ourselves that what we are lacking in our devotional service. Why there are so many obstacles and we are not making enough progress in spiritual life. It's because we are not taking proper benefit of associating with the devotees. So we'll stop here. We'll go for Aarti. Thank you very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की